as we go into game 3, a lot of things removed already. Obviously, Orianna being off the cards just from game 1 is a pretty big rarity. And we'll see what ends up getting prioritized here. This time, once again, Nongshim having first pick. We saw game 2, BNK FearX tried to get access to the Rise and it was denied. I wonder if Nongshim will try and set up for it in this one.
Wouldn't be surprised if it just gets banned away. We did have a ban in game number 2 and 1. Actually, just a lot of Rise focus. Cassiopeia not allowed to be played. This time the new ban is the Pantheon. We had Vayne, Syndra, Poppy banned by BNK FearX, who were first pick in game 2. Vayne once again going to be banned.
Yeah.
Feel those Olaf stocks beginning to rise a bit here.
Definitely makes sense. And the Rise is just banned outright by BNK FearX. And, you know, we saw last game, it was like ban Syndra. They are kind of forced to ban Rise. This time, don't even need to ban Syndra to get rid of it. I think the Olaf is definitely a prominent pick in the top lane, especially with some of the thinning of the pool. Obviously, against Olaf, there's still a lot of the options. We see countering it, but those counters have been a bit hit or miss. Lucian yet to be banned, so Annie coming through. Is this just going to be Lucian banned from BNK FearX?
I mean, both these guys are fantastic Lucian players. I think already with 4 really strong bot combos, not just like champions, but the duos themselves off the board because of Fearless, I would not mind Lucian being taken away and not being allowed.
Yeah, it's been Nongshim banning Lucian every game so far, and it felt like they're setting up to pick this one, so it gets denied here and taken away. And then Syndra immediately comes through for Scout, something that we often see do really well into Rise. Rise not even on the cards, but just a pick that, you know, BDD's had fantastic performances on, Chovy's had fantastic performances on, Scout can be very confident, but
Olaf's really good into Syndra.
yes, good at ignoring the stuns. So that gets locked in, and then the Seraphine too. So setting up the prospect of just being able to buff up that Bruiser, make him a bit too hard to kill. He's too angry to be CC'd, and then he can like ult on the top.
I said that mainly because he was on camera with a nice little grin.
I think one thing is that you can sometimes be in an awkward position picking Seraphine here, that you have to take like your 80 carry on 3. But I actually think you can hold it and even flex the Seraphine between the 2 roles.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if they do that. They could also just pick up the Ashe. But this does not feel like a fun game for an Ashe because Neferi's a big threat, Syndra's a big threat. You can't really auto-attack if Syndra just stuns you and presses R. And then the Jax is the pick for Kingen into the Olaf.
He looks a little bit unsure about that. You don't have the Shen for Seraphine Shen. I mean, there are other picks you can go for in the support role if you'd like to do that. We have the Cameron Raptor. Maybe they want to match the Neferi early. It's just going to be Ashe.
Okay. I don't think it's the easiest game to play Ashe, but you have the Ashe-Seraphine combo, which is pretty strong. And a lot of these bot lane combos have been thinned out, reducing the power that Diablo Lahens have into this. I wonder if they'll be concerned about things like Mel. They go for the Zeri first and foremost, even though there's no Lulu available. We've often seen like Mel plus Engage support
there is Yumi
be a big threat. Don't even speak.
I was watching yesterday, and Gio had a little cat on his back.
Yep.
Could happen again in this series.
The Akali ban makes good sense here. Any melee divers, pretty powerful. And the Callisto banned away. Callisto not is something we saw picked into Ashe Seraphine all the time ago when it was very much in the meta. In terms of junglers, there's like the Wukong available. Xin Zhao is available, but Xin Zhao as a Jax feels a little awkward.
Diana.
An interesting ban.
Is that like a pick that you could see into Syndra, I wonder? I feel like that's a jungle Diana ban, but not 100% sure. We're hovering Vel'Koz. That's not an auto-attacker.
And Azir is a classic for him. And I think
that?
Provides some peel for the bot lane, can also operate at a longer distance, makes a good amount of sense. Diablo going for the Varus here, something we've seen really fall off in terms of the meta.
Nautilus, yeah.
So a lot of kill pressure. A lot of kill pressure with the squishy bot lane. I'm wondering what sort of Varus it's going to be, because I think Poke Varus is going to have the longer range, but I think he'll struggle to make the impact. And on-hit Varus will be better for shredding the Olaf, but might struggle to really consistently auto-attack. And now it's the option here.
It's Jungle Olaf.
Jungle Olaf comes through,
Yep.
and they go for Cassante in the top lane. So not having to match into the Jax here. The Olaf value is still going to be the Olaf value. You know, it'll be a bit lower level in the jungle. And clearing the Cassante pick, he's pretty confident on. Honestly, I think for BNK Fearex, they have a very bulky top jungle that you can just buff up with the Seraphine. The Ashe and the Azir can sort of provide the damage from a distance. And for Nongshim, I'm not super confident they can cut through this bulk so easily. There's a lot of team fighting power here for BNK Fearex.
I do think the Jax value is still very nice, even if it doesn't get that quote-unquote counter matchup into the Olaf. You know, even the Azir is in the game. You have the Ashe that's not going to be able to do much. The Olaf still exists, and Olaf in the past from the jungle is very much like a win more. I think in this case with Seraphine in the meta and for the backup and you have another tank alongside of you, we can see it still doing Olaf things. But it's not that top Olaf that gets very far ahead and takes over the game that we have been seeing in recent times. So
they did buff his damage to jungle camps not too long ago. It actually gave a pretty big increase, so
some patch note readers perhaps here on the side of BNK. Let's jump into game number 3. Here we are, game 3 begins. I thought maybe we were going to have a clash down there.
I think one thing with the jungle Olaf, so you now get 120 extra
trouble.
Oh no.
That's Olaf. And it doesn't matter what lane he's in. He is still Olaf. Counter-strike first, as Raptor already took his E.
Yeah, I think if he had the undertow, that could have potentially been a kill.
Yeah, I don't... Not sure why he did that.
So the extra damage that Olaf got in the jungle, it was buffed in a hotfix on 2606, and then it was buffed again 2613. So now it scales up with the rank in your undertow. At max rank, you get 120 extra damage onto monsters. And obviously you can spam that in the jungle since you have so much mana regen, and you can just pick it up as you're killing camps.
Yeah, King
didn't start this lane the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
And it is the Poke Varus, which I just think, in terms of cutting through this front line for BNK Fearex, it's going to be very difficult. If this plays out in a front-to-back manner, like I look at the CC and the damage profile of Nongshim, and I look at Cassante Olaf, one of which doesn't take very much damage, typically, and one of which doesn't take any CC.
Yeah. To me, this feels like if it's an even game state or BNK Fearex are ahead, they're winning. And if Nongshim are winning, then they're winning. But if it's even, I think BNK should be winning.
If Nongshim are winning, then they're winning. Wow.
Oh, nice smite here from Sponge.
Yeah, good steal away. Raptor getting pretty low in the clear, which, you know, is beneficial to your clear speed, but not very beneficial in terms of fighting Sponge. And actually, notably, so Raptor went 2 points Q, 1 point E. He doesn't have his W yet.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's being denied camps, he's not going to hit level 4 that soon.
Sponge is Nefiri, so he is
kind of flip
fine.
over the wall. But yeah,
he
so
didn't have a split.
Denying camps means that level 4 gets delayed, and without that W that gives you the shield, you don't really want to get engaged in too many skirmishes.
Bigla almost dying to Arcane Comet.
Yeah, Azir did get buffed recently. It's like his Q damage, but despite the love our LCK players have for Azir, did not shove him back into the meta.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've really seen Azir. We all know what he does.
Comet Azir? I think the tech everyone was going last time we saw him was like press the attack.
Or lethal tempo?
I think
For a
maybe.
time?
There's been a lot of variation with the Azir,
Yeah.
but we definitely had some press the attack. Comet, a bit of a different vibe, playing around like the Q poke and slow into that.
Yeah, so what I meant by when Nongshim is ahead, they're ahead.
No, I think that statement speaks for itself.
It's just really
no, stand
obvious,
by
right?
it, Brendan. Yeah, no, it is.
No. It's. I said it because that's the only time.
Dare I say, I'm going to go a step further. When B&K FearX are ahead, they're ahead. It's just one of these intrinsic...
I said
it's
they're
just one
winning,
of these, it's just one of these
by the way.
intrinsic truths. Oh, when B&K FearX are winning, they're winning? Wow.
I think I did
That's,
say that, yeah. What I mean to say is...
You know what? It cannot be disputed. I think it can. I don't think you need to add to it, Brendan.
The most important part of this was that in an even game state, B&K FearX should be winning. And so Nongshim have to get ahead, otherwise I don't think they're going to win this game.
And in a winning game state...
they're winning.
Wow.
Right?
This is...
That's kind of... Yeah, that's what it all came, you know.
If you
it's
want,
summed together in one big,
done
powerful statement.
Such insightful analysis. I could do the play-by-play if you like, because I feel like you covered everything. I don't think there's anything I can add to what you said.
That would be fun.
You kind of set it up perfectly.
I do think I have heard you do play-by-play before. It was actually pretty good. I think you've got an angle there.
Well, I'm no Vald analyst, so...
Yeah, true. Nobody can match him.
Oh, the fog of war trouble.
I mean,
but
Raptor's right here.
Tower.
And that is Ashe, and Lehen's now in an awkward spot, but...
Can I just say how ridiculous the leap from Neferi is? Not only the cooldown, but like the range. It's so easy just to like flip over even the most awkward wall.
It looks small, but it's quite big.
Yeah.
Like, you can jump over big things, is what I mean to say.
Level 6 hit now by Scout, so a lot of threat from the Syndra. And we see Lehen's getting poked out a little bit, but trying to fight over this ward and will lose. Because both of B&K FearX's bot lane is there. They've generated a little lead in the bot lane 2v2. Diablo going for the teleport, actually. So not the most combat power in lane. They're just trying to weather the storm and survive and look for that kill pressure later.
Okay, Gellen's going to flash away, and that allows the Olaf to frontline. Gets the flash out of Sponge, and now the slows are coming in. Taehoon just frontlining into 3 of them. We got TPs from both our top laners, and Scout is here first as everybody's trying to flash away from this. As Clear says, get down, Mr. President. I'll take him over the wall as Vikla now gets in and does eventually get the sweep on a King, although it looks a little bit funny. And there's the knockback from the Cassante. Nicely done from him. And B&K FearX eventually get the win.
And I think Clear really saved that play because I saw Kingen about to flash with that Counter-Strike stun ready, and Clear just grabbed him, dragged him away from his team, provided the peel needed.
Okay. They're just trying to come in here and do the Drake with B&K FearX, maybe? I don't have any other explanation.
They're so low.
They do get away.
Barely. Barely. A dangerous game to be playing. And I think we saw some of the lacking DPS in that previous fight from Nongshim. So this one was very aggressive. Raptor's still level 5. You're not immune to CC, but just a bit too tanky for them to cut through. And Sponge takes so much damage after diving in on this Olaf. Then the TPs come in. Suddenly B&K FearX realize it might not be such an easy path outward. But it's the moment here. Kingen is ready to go for a kill onto Raptor. And imagine, look how low Raptor gets thanks to the Syndra, thanks to Scout. If Kingen hadn't been denied access to the backline, I think this fight could have looked very different. There could have been some cleanup there, but Clear doing a phenomenal job appealing and allowing Raptor to escape from that play. 2 kills to 0 and a 1,000 gold lead. And that first dragon secured. Pretty good start for B&K FearX. And I actually heard this really insightful bit of knowledge earlier. If B&K FearX are in a winning game state, then they're winning.
They are, yeah.
So,
and even if it were even, I would say that they're winning as well. Yeah.
That's just,
yeah,
that's great.
Just
great stuff.
All the hard-hitting facts. We do have Sponge doing the thing where they lose a fight, and he's like, well, okay, I'm just going to go take the objectives while the enemy jungle is not really on the map. Now, Raptor is on the map, but he's just full clearing, so just doing Olaf things instead.
Yeah, and level 6 hit now by Raptor on this Olaf, so I think the start of that fight went the way it did because he didn't have his level 6. Now with it available, he's very awkward to deal with. I feel like the most DPS you really have in your composition is Jax. And everyone else is just, it's like either you have enough damage to kill Raptor or you don't, and it's painful. Might need some focus fire. Now Scout is going to deny this blue buff.
Just kidding, he's going to give it back.
He wanted to put him back home.
Why did he do that?
Yeah,
He's like, actually, you can have it. I didn't want this blue buff anyway.
This is where blue buff goes. We're putting it back in that spot, and then they just immediately took it.
It was like 1,100 health. Sponge was right there. He could have just thrown it at Sponge and said, okay, here you go. Sponge has Smite. That is literally that episode of SpongeBob.
Which one?
It's where Plankton is like, all right, now let him have it. And SpongeBob's like, you can have it. It's like, no, that's not what we meant. Scout, you didn't have to give him the blue buff.
Wow, you really have such a good knowledge of SpongeBob.
I do. I did watch a lot when I was younger.
Oh, not recently.
Yeah, I'm not as, you know who watched it a decent amount was actually Wolf at the gym. He said they always used to have it on. He would watch it on the treadmill. He would just watch Korean SpongeBob.
Fair play.
His name is Sponge Song, actually.
Oh.
In Korea.
Good to know.
Not Bob.
Okay. Longshim trying to push in here aggressively. You're
backing
on a
ward.
Yeah. It is the Olaf, though. Hard to make things stick. And I feel like in this position, BNK FearX is pretty solid. See first item come in for Taeyun here. It's a minute till that dragon. The fact that BNK FearX already have that Fierce on makes it pretty high prio to contest it, but already Hextech and Mountain taken off the cards. I think Mountain would have been absolutely insane for BNK FearX, but honestly, a Chemtech would go crazy here.
Yeah.
And I'm normally the one responsible for them, so.
And hopefully they actually get the Chemtech Soul, or at least deny it, unlike some other teams.
Who just refuse to kill dragons. I get it.
They're like, you can have the Chemtech Soul, it's fine. We don't care.
A lot of pressure here, and unless you're able to engage, this bot lane 2v2 is a kill lane for Diablo Lahens. It's like you have the burst, but if you're not able to find that window, you're kind of just subject to this level of pain from Taeyun and Kellen.
Yeah. And so Lahens says, you know what, never mind, I'm just going to go mid. And I do not care. As King goes back in, I mean, you know, remember, Kingen thought he was playing an Olaf, and then we did see the swap in the, you know, the flex in the draft.
Yep.
So it's not fun to play into Cassante. Like, this is absolutely clear as like, yep, pick me Cassante, I will make his life hell. And it's not like he's killing Kingen, but Kingen just doesn't really have that much threat, especially early on. Maybe once he gets a couple items. But at this point, Clear just avoids every counter-strike, or if he does get hit by it, doesn't really do much, as we don't have a cleanse here for Diablo, so he's just dead. Maybe even if he had cleanse, I think he's dead as well. Nice setup here from BNK FearX.
I think if he has cleanse, he can get out of that one. There's this neat trick where you press the cleanse and it removes the CC, and then you simply flash or walk away.
But then maybe Raptor just dives the turret.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I think cleanse would have been better than teleport in that.
Oh, they're going for Raptor here.
Yeah, they're trying to get the Ragnarok out. He just turns on to Sponge and immediately dies to the burst of Scout, and now we got a player out of position.
Wait, there's a TP value.
And yeah, he TP's in and he gets his revenge.
The death, meaningless when you can just reappear there. And Dragon going to be secured here by Nongshim. BNK FearX had teleport on both their solo laners. I mean, Vikla didn't need a teleport, he's just there, but they're not really in a position with that health bar to come down. And Nongshim just take the fight. This Olaf not tanky enough yet. Enough beers to cut through. This one was I mean, Taeyeon moves a little bit out the way, fires the arrow. You know, looking at the map, probably just dead regardless. I agree with you. Here, though, play goes in, and Raptor starts doing so much damage to Sponge, and then Scout clicks the no fun button and just removes it.
Yeah, and they were already a little bit overextended. You know, they had the cleanse in mind when they went for the kill, but maybe not the teleport, as they did get punished big time. Bot lane's still very far ahead. Taeyeon has 1,500 gold. Let's see about Vikla, though. As the Mega Cone engaged, they're going heavy onto the dive here onto the Azir. Arrow is going to hit Lehens. As Kellen's like, I definitely do things. Gonna keep him rooted down. Lehens tries to flash away and just dies anyway. So that is a Nautilus now without flash.
Wait, I've just thought about, you know how Cassante often runs Shield Bash? I assume players run in this game. When you teleport in with like the Giga Shield, like, how strong is the Shield Bash? That's crazy.
It's probably pretty large.
Yeah. Well, this one, Vikla tries to go for the dash, and as a result gets the ult off very late. But then this arrow from downtown, the CC layered by Kellen at the last second, then stunned by Clear. Not a lot you can do. I think I should have just held the flash, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And speaking of shields, I think a Serpent's Fang would be very high value this game. Very high value.
Yeah.
And you even have a lethality champ. You have technically two. We've seen more for sort of Bruiser Neferi, but both Neferi and Varus could go Serpent's Fang here and get good value out of that.
Yeah, I'd say they should. Almost definitely. It's Seraphine, Olaf, even Azir, Sante, obviously, and his Chemtech Soul. So we're going to have a lot of Chemtech Drakes.
Oh, it is Chemtech Soul.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So somebody is going to build that item. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem here.
I think that's the thing as well with Nongshim's composition. I don't think the Chemtech Soul adds that much value, but the value for BNK4X is absurd. So it's a really unbalanced position. Normally you have strong dragons. Oh, they might be in trouble, or is
he's just going to Cassante all over Diablo, who's like, I really didn't want to flash here, as that is a nice scatter, though, and the Unleashed Power comes in, but he still gets the kill! And he does eventually die, but worth.
That's painful. That's painful. And I don't just mean that passage of play. I mean playing Lethality Varus into Cassante. It's not a fun time. And Clear demonstrating that. Uh-oh.
All right, well, Lehens doesn't have flash. Even if he did, he was just rooted 100-0. So
yeah,
trying to go for a ward by himself, and he dies.
Mikhail's Nautilus, which I think the utility of the Mikhail's is great here into BNK4X, but kind of squishy.
Enchanter Nautilus.
I mean, it does have health on it. So
yeah,
but compared to like a Locket or something, or a Harness, I don't think they would have saved him there, but he does feel a little bit paper right now.
Yeah. Well, eventually he'll have more items.
That was kind of building the tension of
yeah.
the recall, but also showing off Carrier's skin. So 2 for 1, worth.
They're trying to do
I think
something
players
here.
come to the conclusion that he's incredibly hard to kill. And okay, the point I was making before Clear killed Diablo was there's this imbalance here where the Soul is phenomenal for one team and kind of whatever for the other. Normally it's like a Soul is great for both or kind of whatever for both. So it means if BNK4X starts stacking dragons, it's really bad for Nongshim. But if the opposite happens, I don't think BNK4X are too upset, only by the missed opportunity if they could have had it themselves. We're going to have to keep that in mind this next moment. You see here, he's
일단 탑 라인
proxy
없어요.
farming,
어제나.
gets collapsed on,
얘 나본다.
and he just flashes on him, ults
파라스
him.
공이야.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing he says when he sees him is, I'm going for this.
Yeah, and Diablo starts winding up the queue. I think he could have just left. Like, Syndra's
파라스
there,
노플에-
Nautilus there. I think he could have just left. 15 seconds on that dragon. It's BNK4X with control of the area. I think it's difficult to see how they approach this fight if they don't get access to the backline. They need a way to approach it where they catch out Taeyeon or Kellen or something like that. And when you don't have control of the area, that can make it difficult. They do have flank wards potentially for Kingen, though. They're TPing Scout in here. That's a big grab.
They're going to get him, actually, as now the scatter comes in, and there's the burst damage. As long as it's not onto the Olaf, feeling pretty good. As now they're just going to turn onto Vikla, who just sweeps it in, but he dies immediately. And now we've got only the Kazante. Sponge looking for more. He will take down Raptor. This Nefiri is going ham, and now Clear alone against 5. He will be killable in that sense. As now the flash comes in, and Tatum's just going to blast going away.
Oh, keep running!
No! He can actually flash for that, but disengaged cone wins again. Still Nongshin. Really huge fight for them, and they'll get a lot off of that.
And it all came from Lehens grabbing Kellen. We don't get any value from the Seraphine here, a champion that does so well for this comp, and it's because Taeyun flashes away, and Kellen thought he was safe. Ends up going down, no encore, no healing and shielding for everyone. Kingen TP's in with a massive shield, and this ult from Vikla doesn't really drastically help. Kind of just allows him to chase down Raptor. Taeyun's making this long path around to try and assist and get Sponge. Sponge is already disengaged. This is a great fight from Nongshim.
Yeah, it really was. And, I mean, if Nongshim are going to win from behind, it is going to be off of a big hook, a big scatter, just like that onto a weak target. You see no encore use, no flash from Kellen. Said it during the replay, but
yeah, I think it was just a
Seraphine just didn't exist.
Taeyun and Kellen should not have been that far up in the face of the Nautilus, and that disrespect cost them the fight, cost them the dragon. And you can see Nongshim now applying this pressure down the bot lane. They had Scout lead over as well. We'll just pick up this tower for Kingen.
And remember, they have Mikhails. I mean, Raptor's just going to pull the trigger here on a Diablo. The flash comes in, catches both of them. And now Scout in a very awkward spot. He's going to go down. And BNK Fearex immediately going to turn this fight around as Lehens goes down under the turret. They're going to take the turret here themselves, and BNK catapults into the lead.
So this is what I was worried about. This is what happens when you don't catch the enemy backline and Olaf just charges onto your carries and dispatches them pretty comfortably. They're now looking towards the Baron.
Scout had a Magi's.
Well, that was not the best investment. I think Clear is enjoying himself this game.
Well, he did get the... okay, they're going to take down the
Baron, but they get it. They're fine, no problem. They have the sustain, they have the tankiness. We did see Kingen pushing a lot in the bot lane, but even after that, he's still only equalized with Clear. So the Ash Arrow comes in and it forces Lehens to walk back a bit, but then he then grabs the Olaf, and the Olaf just says, whatever, I'm diving. We get the flash combo from Kellen to catch out Diablo there, and then even the ult from Scout just doesn't do much damage because of the shielding from the Seraphine. This is the difference. How much impact this Seraphine actually has when Kellen's alive is night and day in these fights.
Yeah, and it was a really good call to go for the fight there because there was no flash on Diablo nor Lehens, so it's really just easy pickings, especially when there's one Mikhails, but if you catch the both of them, it's you can only use it on one. The guy dies anyway before you can use it, so really not much they could do. Just running straight into the Seraphine and getting picked with the Olaf to frontline. So now a very early Baron in this game was picked up basically on spawn after that fight.
Yeah, we'll see how much they're able to really leverage it, because Kingen's been annoying in the side lane. There's a lot of threat if you push up and try and hit the tower because of the engage potential from Nongshim. But again, I think time favors BNK Fearex. They're not too worried if this game extends, and the fact that they got the Baron in pocket means they just dictate the pace of the game the next little while. The Dragon spawns slightly after the Baron expires, and that will be a big pickup for them if they can get it. Lehens has no flash, does manage to dredge line and get himself away. Okay, we see a TP mid from Scout to try and help defend, but this tower's long gone.
Yeah. You see Diablo's like hitting piercing arrows onto the Olaf, who already has a shield. And he's just not really doing anything to the front line.
Fearex, don't rush. There's no rush here. You're in a good position. That is how the game can kind of turn on its head, especially because Taeyun is about to get his flash back. Kellen is a little bit away. Don't think you really need to try and make things happen right now. You got some value from the Baron. You got another tower down. You kept Nongshim at bay. Look towards that next dragon. And importantly, when you play for that next dragon, make sure Taeyun and Kellen are not on the front line. Have a really strong front line. So as long as they're blocking, you should be fine. This is the delicate thing when you have a Seraphine, flash the Seraphine who wants to set up vision. You need a lot of backup here. We've even seen Clear moving down to help. That does give Kingen some alone time with the tower though, so he moves back. Both top laners have TP. They don't need to be here right now.
Yeah, this Baron just amounts to about 900 gold, the Baron power play. So again, very early on, you're not going to get too many objectives off of the back of that. And it's really all about the setup here for the Dragon.
Well,
I feel like
Kingen bought a large... I guess he didn't have the money for the Seekers. That's really unfortunate. You'd have loved to have picked that up here.
it's a little awkward. A little bit of burst, and then some heals and shields, and Clear is basically unkillable as now the Mikhails comes in. Lahen's really nice heroic play, and Kingen's on the flank now. Might have an angle here for Nongshim. A lot of damage coming through onto the B&K lineup as Kingen flashes in. He's in front of 4 people and is in a lot of trouble now. Gets pulled back by the Cassante and just went way too hard in that fight as the Cassante's still basically full health here.
Raptor still has ult.
Yeah, he's kind of on the opposite side of this fight. Unfortunately for him, Sponge just hops over the wall. They do get the Ragnarok, and he does join his team again.
Taeyun resets, picks up Infinity Edge, and comes back. He was pretty low, so that makes sense. With Kingen dead, I think Nongshim's chance of contesting this kind of just out the window. And Clear, it just feels like he's an immovable wall. Oh.
Yeah, there is a turret there. And Sponge can no longer jump up into the air. He's going to flash. And
I think he's out, but
yeah,
that was a confusing passage of play there.
A little silly.
A little goofy.
Yeah.
Goofy little guy. Oh. Oh, swing and a miss. Does pick up the Scuttle Crab, though. 5-0-4 now from Taeyun. A lot of damage behind this Ashe. Did have to burn Flash there to stay safe, but able to win out the fight here. And I think initially some things do go wrong for B&K FearX here. They get the arrow onto Scout. Vikla tries for the follow-up with the Mikhails. The flash Mikhails from the Hens saves Scout and puts him in a bit of an awkward position. The Encore doesn't get a huge amount of value. Actually hits the doggos on the Hens only. But then this moment, Kingen tries to catch Taeyun, and Taeyun's flash is so good. The healing starts to come in for the Seraphine. The DPS is there from the Ashe. You're now down a member. And it starts to feel awkward when that initial salvo from Nongshim hasn't worked out, hasn't found the targets it wants.
Yeah. I mean, the flank from Kingen was very nice, and he had a great angle, but, you know, the second they get the disengage off, there are so many ways to peel. Like, Taeyun still had cleanse.
Yeah, plus the fact that Vikla just instantly throws the tower down, like it was a great spot to retreat to.
Sponge now doesn't have flash, and he can jump up into the sky, but there are a lot of ways to chase. Arrows going to hit Lahen's in the base.
I'm going to defend Kellen here. You see something fly at a brush when there's a Syndra, a Varus, and a Nautilus on the other team, I'd be flashing too.
But he got hit by it.
But I think
and
he just saw it coming, and he was like, oh, because I mean, if you think about it, Dredge Line and the Chains of Corruption are a bit slower.
Yeah.
Guess it's a panic flash, but I can understand why it happened.
Sure.
End of the day, Sponge dies, Baron is given over. TP.
They're trying to challenge this. I mean,
It is the Hooting Baron.
They don't have a jungler. Okay, let's see if they can go for the fight. We do have Kingen gonna stop the TP. I think that was coming in there from Vikla.
Yeah, so we'll stop it.
Does go down.
Doesn't drastically change the outcome, though. In fact, it means that Vikla's still there, so he can kind of just help defend. End result, though, pick on a Sponge, Baron for B&K FearX. The gold lead isn't massive, but it definitely feels like the win cons for Nongshim are getting tighter and smaller. So, hard to find angles here. They also haven't picked up the Serpent Spine yet. And Kingen still doesn't have a Seeker's Arm Guard.
Scout's going to bring the red buff to the blue buff.
Double buffing.
Purple buff.
Okay. The Baron and the Dragon are perfectly lined up, like the duration of the Baron buff and the time for the next Dragon. So B&K FearX can push with this, control the area. It's actually perfectly in sync. I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, I think the Baron's slightly
like a half
faster.
second.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very
It's
close.
not that impressive.
It's close enough.
So they can control the pace of the game, push these waves in. get some structures, and then retreat to the dragon afterwards. You can see a lot of vision down on the bot side of the map now from Nongshim, but a lot of that's going to fade. In the meantime, though, just be cautious about being engaged on.
Speaking of which, Taeyoon is dead. He is frontlining, he has cleanse, he thinks he's safe. Clear also TP'd into this one, so now they're going to look for the Cassante. Here comes Raptor, though, on the flank. Going to be looking for that backline. Big double knockup comes in as they're going all in onto the Jax, I think. Finally, Scout on the left side will go down, but already a lot of damage done here by Nongshim. Sponge does go in, and now Clear is still unkillable.
He's still full HP! He's still full HP!
And look at Raptor, too. The two tanks, the two frontliners, and the Seraphine. They can't kill him. They can't kill him.
They're not even trying at this point. They know they can't. They don't even.
But at least Diablo has Edge of Night, so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, they're just diving the Nautilus. I think he's just dead. I mean, Lens does that flash, though.
Okay,
so.
able to disengage.
Okay.
Okay, well, my eye is playing tricks on me. I see Diablo hitting him, but I do not see the health bar moving at all. So this is kind of on me. I said don't get engaged on, but I said it a little late. And they did just kill Taeyoon. And I think this is showing, though, the issue is that it's kind of got to the point where even with Taeyoon dead, Clear teleports in, and it's just so bulky. They do get through the shield. No Serpent's Fang to help with that. He does this double flip, and then he just has the most fun. He's just running around, CCing people, hitting people.
Almost autoing him.
Raptor kills Scout. Scout asks for help, and Sponge makes a bit of a one-way trip in there, unfortunately.
I was just watching Diablo auto him the whole time, and then he like lines up the big piercing arrow, and Clear just makes a shield, and the arrow doesn't even break the shield. Like the Varus is doing negative. Like,
you know, I've never
Clear is
seen
healing more than he's doing.
A game with only a 1,200 gold lead, BNK FairX, feels so incredibly difficult. And one-sided. The problem is, okay, Diablo didn't get the Serpent's Fang. Doesn't have a percentage pen item. There is the Black Cleaver from Sponge that'll help a little bit. Scout did just pick up the Crypt Balloon. Okay, there is the Last Whisper, but sorely need DPS, and I just don't see. You know, we've actually seen a lot of Syndras going Blackfire Torch, and this was not one of those instances.
Scout made him a Jais instead.
Yeah.
He knew that he had
went
to.
Went for the Ludens for the the burst.
King was just gonna get away here.
Yeah, two big ults used, and Kingen just disengages only for the cost of a ward. Man, if they get Chemtech Soul, it's gonna be so disgusting.
I mean, already 2 Chemtech Drakes is like
the soul,
pretty good.
Oh my god, this Cassante will just be ungodly.
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
Cassante, the champion, will be the player of the game.
Yeah.
At the end of this one.
Yeah, we had a lot of time where Cassante was meta in the LCK. Nice to see him just pretending it's the old days.
Well, I do think Nongshim have kind of helped them out. I think our analysts on the space are feasting today because there's so much to go over in all of these drafts, I feel. Like, every single game has had easy breakdowns.
Just to interject, I just want to look at the
damage. No, yeah, that's a good interjection.
That is vile. That is disgusting.
That is disgusting. Oh someone gets Showmaker on the phone.
Oh, no, don't.
We need to have his reaction.
D-Plus are playing so well right now. Do not tilt them by showing them this game.
He needs to know. And I'm sure that Raptor feels very unkillable as well. You know.
I feel like, he's got good items. His health drops, but he's Olaf, so it's like, is he really in trouble? But I just don't even see Clear's health bomb move.
Yeah. You can see Nongshim's reaction. I feel like they've realized the situation they're in, and what they're going to do is just try to not team fight.
So, Diablo, normally we see the Serelda's Grudge come out for the Fatality Champions. He went Mortal Reminder. He's trying to remind Clear that he's mortal. I don't think he is. I don't think Clear is mortal. I think you're not going to be able to remind him off that fact. The heal reduction, a good amount of value here. I'm still missing the Serpent's Fang. Do I think that would suddenly make Nongshim win? No. No, but at least the shields would be a bit smaller.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm coping or not. I still feel like Nongshim have an angle.
Okay.
It's not It's not a big one. Like, because obviously the team fights look very one-sided for a good reason.
I think if they hit clear for enough time with all 5 members, you will actually die.
Yeah.
But they kind of need to kill everyone else first, so it's conditional on them finding backline access. That's the big thing. We saw Kellen get exploded before, and the fight was easier then.
Yeah.
Dante was a lot less tanky then as well, though.
Also, the side lane is becoming a little bit of an issue. Like, the Azir does a good job of clearing the waves, but Kingen is not being answered well in the side lanes. And Clear hasn't spent a lot of time there, as he's just trying to 1v5 with the Seraphine, so fair enough. The arrow's going to hit Lehens. I mean, he's kind of tanky this time, so he's going to flash away and live. TP comes in from Vikla, but Kingen's still bot.
Clear did take some damage there. His health bar did actually drop. Oh, and
the
Ludens interrupts the recall.
Yeah. Nongsum are just trying to keep them at arm's length. They're like, no, we don't want a team fight ever again. After what happened in top lane.
I think they're going to have to, because in a minute and 15 seconds, it's Chemtech Soul.
Yeah. What if it were just like something else, you know?
Not Chemtech Soul?
Yeah.
Oh, Edge and Knight procced by the Ash Arrows. Yep. Yeah. Not the most value there, I'm going to be honest.
Well, maybe next time it stops the Azir soldier.
He has protoplasm. Brendan. He's even if you get him low.
Yep. And, you know, when the change came in on that item, you talked about it a lot, how it scales now up to
they
what it used to be.
Yeah, they nerfed it early.
So but now it's at full power, you know?
Late, yeah, he's level 19. He's nearly level 20.
It's back to its original form.
Yeah. Dragon in 30 seconds.
Does it scale?
I'm pretty sure a lot of these things scale past level 18.
Yeah.
So you actually get more value past level
than the original, I guess.
Well, I mean, back then it would also...
It would all, yeah, if it were built on a top laner, yeah.
The thing is, we never see Protoplasm that late in the game on supports because they end up like level 13.
Yeah.
So when Clear's level 19 with it, it's kind of, oh, look at that shield. We need some Servant's Fangs, guys.
Like yesterday, Sponge, okay.
Little, Shield does just time out. Oh, Mikhails
nice
comes
Mikhails, but Vikla's still going to catch him as Lehens just throws in a depth charge.
They're going to try and rush the dragon?
Maybe? Like, I don't know. I think they're just trapped here in the pit. And they're going to try to kill Sponge, but maybe the Olaf goes for
he gets it.
Just gets it anyway. The smite is there, and it's still a 5v4, guys, as the GA is procced. And Scout is left all by his lonesome to face, you guessed it, Cassante himself, the unkillable, Oh man, this is just getting one-sided. BNK, they're just gonna win the fight. They take the Chemtech Soul and maybe just push bot.
I wanted to see how much healing the Protoplasm Harness did. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think it's possible for him to get low enough. They've hit critical mass. I think they might have done that before they got the Chemtech Soul, but they've gone over the line now. They're just going to push in. There's nothing you can do. Clear's getting healed as well.
Yep, no Mikhails this time, and they're going to get the kill. As King goes in, he gets the flash out of Taeyun, I guess. They will easily spend that, and Vikla's like, here, have an Emperor's Divide too. I definitely did things in this game, as BNK FearX are going to take down the Nexus and get one win away for moving on to the next stage of play-ins.
And he did the most damage in the game.
Yep.
Oh my god, yeah, it's not okay. It's really not okay.
잭스고 잭스 노플에 전혀 없어서 죽일 생각은 없어.
노틸 미카엘 없고 공 있다.
내가 먹을게. 이거 끝나는 거 같긴 해. 더블 줄게 이거. 라프도 먹어라.
내가 먹을게.
잭스 들어오면 잭스 볼게. 아지르가 먹어.
나 공도 있어.
나 노티 한번 볼게. 봐도 돼.
앞라인부터
상대
쳐.
탱해줘. 상대 탱해줘. 더블 4초.
막았다 해. 나 괜찮아.
나이스.
나이사. 다음 세트 가자.
나이스.